Hi, in today's video, I'm going to talk about selecting a size for a lube box top pattern. Now, every time you make a pattern, it's a really good idea to measure yourself and compare it against the chart for that pattern. Every pattern is going to have a different size chart, and they're also going to be different from ready-to-wear clothing that you would find in a store. So it's a really great idea to always start fresh with every project and measure yourself and select the size for that particular pattern. So all you need is a flexible measuring tape like this and a pen to write down your measurements. Let's get started. In order to select the correct size of a pattern, you're going to need to measure yourself. So I recommend putting on really tight-fitting clothing or just wearing your underwear so that you can get the most accurate measurement possible. It's also helpful to stand in front of a mirror so that you can see where kind of the biggest part of the bust is and the smallest part of the waist is and the hips. And also the mirror will help let you know if you're holding the measuring tape straight or if it's like falling down in the back or whatever it may be. A mirror is really helpful. I also recommend wearing the bra that you plan on wearing with the top, as different bras will create a different bust size and bust position. All right, so I think usually the most important measurement for the lube box top is the full bust measurement. So you will want to take your flexible tape and put it around the fullest part of the bust and try to keep it as level to the ground as possible. So make note of that. And then you'll also want to check your upper bust measurement. So this is going right above the bust, and this will help you determine if you need a full bust adjustment. I'm going to be doing a couple of posts about 2 different ways you can do a full bust adjustment. So if you have a full bust that is 4 or more inches larger than your upper bust, then I do recommend that you try out a full bust adjustment. Because if you have a fuller bust, it will lift up the hem of your top a little bit and make it uneven, but doing that adjustment will help keep it an even hem all the way around. So you'll also want to just take note of your waist measurement. So you'll put the measuring tape at the smallest part of your waist and measure it. And it's often helpful to do this standing up and sitting down because this measurement can change a lot depending on the position of your body. Then you also want to check the measurement of the fullest part of the hips and make a note of that. And then go look at the size chart and you can see where your measurements fall. And this pattern has a 10 inches of ease. So that means that the finished garment is going to be 10 inches larger than your bust measurement. So a nice way to find out if you like that amount of ease is to take your measuring tape and put it so there's 10 inches of ease and then just put it around your body and see how it feels. Now this pattern is designed to have a lot of ease, so expect to have like this much. And maybe you don't like that and you'll want to make a smaller pattern or smaller size and have like this much ease. This is where you get to choose and make something that really works for you. So it's also important to check that the amount of ease is going to work at your waist and at your hips because everyone has different proportions. So just take your measuring tape, see if it's going to be comfortable for you. And if you have a larger hip in relation to your bust, then you might want to grade out the pattern to a larger size to accommodate your waist or hips. And that's really easy to do. I'll put a graphic in here. You just draw a line from the bust size that you want to make out to the waist or hip size that you want to make. The other thing that I recommend checking is the length of the pattern. This pattern is designed for someone who's 5'10". I'm 5'11" for reference. If you made the original version of this pattern, it is now 2 inches longer than the original. So a good way to decide how long you want your top is to hold the measuring tape with the end at your shoulder and then let this hang down over your bust. And you can like wear a pair of pants that you like. So you know if you want it to be cropped, like, oh, I need it this much longer than the waistband of my pants. Or you know, maybe you want a tunic length, so you would go down this far. And there's a chart in the instructions that will tell you how long each top will be when it's finished. Another thing you could do is actually hold the pattern up against your body, tape together the top part with the hem and hold it up, see if you like how long it is, and maybe you want to make it longer or shorter depending on your preference. One more measurement that you'll want to look at is the armhole. So you'll want to compare the circumference of your bicep to the armhole measurement shown in the size chart. Well, I hope that this video was helpful for you. There will be links in the show notes for more information, links to the pattern, links to the sew along, and stay tuned for videos about the full bust adjustment. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Happy sewing!